So this is our banana French toast with pecan, banana, mascarpone and kaffir lime. Cool. So today I'm going to show you our banana and pecan French toast that's going to be on the new menu in Counter in Manchester. So I'm going to show you how to make it and then I'm going to show you how to eat it as well. So what we've got starting here, we've got our unsalted butter, 250 grams. Just going to pop that in. That's nice and soft. And we've also got some soft brown sugar too. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to pop that on and you're just going to cream that together. So just on a moderate speed. So while that's creaming together, I'll just run you through a couple of the other ingredients that are going in it. So we've got some nice ripe bananas. We've got a little bit of vanilla syrup. We've got some baking powder, some cinnamon. We've got some molten sea salt. We've got some chopped pecans. And then we've got some nice eggs and some plain flour too. So once we start creaming that together, you see I'll turn that up. Cream that together for a little bit. We can start adding our cinnamon. We can start adding our salt. Keep that on. And then start breaking your bananas up. So I break these up at this stage just because if you add them on when you've added the flour and everything, because it's a thicker dough, they don't cream together, so you end up with big massive clumps of banana in. So while everything's nice and soft, add your bananas to it and it'll almost puree and paste the bananas for you. It is quite important to use ripe bananas because they're soft, because they're ripe, they're easier to turn into that puree so it goes evenly throughout the bread. Little trick, if you have bananas and they're not too ripe, I just leave them out, fridge somewhere a little bit warmer, you know, just overnight on the day. So one of the reasons that we've got a French toast going on the menu over in Counter is, number one, I absolutely love it, I find it delicious, and number two, I wanted to do something different when it came to Counter menu. So we took a lot of things that people are familiar with, like French toast and like pancakes, and we've tried to do our own little twist on it. Now, usually with French toast you use a brioche, but we're actually using the banana bread as the vessel. So instead of the brioche, which you usually soak in the custard, we're going to make the banana bread, do it exactly the same way then. We're going to pop the banana bread straight into the custard, and then we're going to fry it on both sides. So that's all creaming together now nicely. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just take this off. This is our flour. I'm going to take that off before, it's a bit Okay, so our next thing is we've got our flour and our eggs. Now I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I'm just going to incorporate our eggs one at a time. They're all nice enough. And then don't do this all at once because you'll end up looking like Pablo Escobar. It'll be all over your face. You want to do this nice and slow. So again, this is our flour. It's going in. So just add that a little bit at a time. And just start to let that incorporate slowly. Got your baking powder. Just gonna add that. And then we've got our little vanilla essence. Now we did make a vanilla essence, well, I told everybody how to make a vanilla essence. We did a video the other day on the Dutch pancakes that are also on the menu for breakfast in Counter. And the way that we make that is we just keep all the leftover vanilla pods, we cook them down in some stock syrup, and then we blend them, and then we just keep a big bottle of vanilla essence, save throwing the pods away. It's another good tip for you at home as well. Just turn that up. Right, what I suggest to do now is get your spoon, give it a nice little scrape down the sides just to make sure everything's off the sides of the bowl. And then I'm going to turn that back on. Right, last then, we've got our pecans. Completely optional. If you can't have nuts, or you don't like nuts, you obviously don't have to add the pecans. You don't have to add anything, it can just be a plain banana loaf, or you can substitute it, so you can put raisins in there if you wanted to. So we're just adding our pecans now. There's no rush yet, mate. I'm not beating the cake. Okay, so this is at the stage now. One last blast. Everything's all fully incorporated. And then, I don't know whether you can see, that's our mix now, all incorporated together. So, just give that another little mix, make sure everything's off the bottom. And that goes straight into our loaf tin now. And then we're just going to pop that in the oven at 170 for around 35 to 40 minutes, and then that'll be ready. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to make, this is our maple syrup to go on top of the French toast at the end. So we're going to do a brown butter maple syrup. So in here we've got some unsalted butter, which we're just going to pop in the pan, and we're just going to make a beurre noisette. Now beurre noisette is just basically a nutty butter. So we bring that up to a nice high heat, and then over here I've got some maple syrup, and I've got a little bit of Malden sea salt as well. So you're kind of looking for when the butter starts to go that nice little golden brown colour, which that has now, which you can probably see. It's got that golden brown, it's starting to smell like really caramelly and nutty. So what we do now is just hit that with our maple syrup, and be really generous on this as well. And then I'm just going to add our salt. It's almost like a salted caramelly, buttery maple syrup flavour now. So just give that a little whisk, and then we just leave that just to cool down, and then that's what we'll finish on top of our French toast. Okay, so next I'm going to show you the next part of the dish. This is our little oven baked pecans. So again, we use some of our maple syrup. Be really generous. Go over the top. Totally cover the pecans in that. And then we've got a couple of little knobs of butter, and we're just going to toast them off in the oven, so they go all nice and sticky and caramelised in the oven. Pop them in the oven for about 10-15 minutes. A bit of rum would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like rum, banana,
yeah,
lime, I think that'd be banging. Okay, so this is your custard, which we're going to soak the bread in once it's cooked. So in here we've got 4 eggs. We've got some milk, double cream, caster sugar, and some vanilla. So just whisk that all together so it's nice and incorporated. What I suggest you do is pour it into a tray like that, just so you can get a couple of nice thick pieces of bread in at the same time, and it'll lie nice and flat. Okay, then next, once your custard's done, I'm going to show you, this is our rum and mascarpone cream, which is going to go on top of the French toast. So in here we've got some icing sugar, just going to pop that in, and we've got some double cream, and then here we've got a flavoured rum. This has been flavoured with some lime, so just going to add a nice shot of rum or two. Okay, so rum goes in. Give that a little whisk. Okay. Once that starts to come together, which won't take long at all, we'll get our mascarpone in there before it starts going too thick. If you whip this so it's thick peaks and then add your mascarpone, you'll end up with it'll be over whipped and all split. So we've got our mascarpone here. So pop that in. All that can go in. Again, it's not me now. Give that a nice whisk now, and you'll see how that's all come together. Done. It's actually tasty with the rumbling. Yeah. So these have just come out the oven now. As you can see, all that sugar and butter is caramelised on them. So I'm just going to pop them onto the cold tray, and they'll just set up now. They're nice, you know, candied, and just watch when they first come out the oven, because if the sugar sticks to your fingers off the maple syrup, it will burn them. So just let them cool right down first. And oh, you've literally recording all this, aren't you? Lawrence is literally going to me on Instagram. Okay, so as you can see now, this is our cake fresh out the oven. It smells absolutely delicious. So we're just going to let that cool down before we carve it, and then we're going to soak that in the custard. Okay, so we're just going to dredge that now into our custard. Just let that sit in there now, so it takes on all that flavour. So we're going to melt the butter now, and then we're just going to serve one big, massive, thick piece of French toast. So you don't want it to get too hot. You don't want to burn the butter, you don't want it to turn into a burn rosette. So that's all been nicely soaked now. You can see in the custard. I think that's a right wedge and a half, that, isn't it? Okay. And now I'm just going to pop that in here. Whilst the French toast is on, get yourself a bit of icing sugar. Dust over the top of the banana. I'll be like really generous with it as well. Okay. And then blowtorch. Just going to caramelise it. So just caramelising the sugar now. French toast.
Forgot to say, the pans you've already drummed on. Like a chef. Maybe you have to finish like a chef.
Okay, so French toast comes out of the pan. Plenty of ice and sugar again over the top. And then we've got our nice little candied pecans. So we're just going to serve a few of them. Down one side like that. And here we've got our nice little bananas. And then we've got a nice little generous mob of butter. this is our syrup that we made earlier. Okay, and then our nice big helping of the cream from before. Then we're going to finish that with just some kaffir lime. Cool. So this is our banana French toast with pecan, banana, mascarpone and kaffir lime. Right. Those bangers be there.